You had one piece of advice like you could give someone who is an entrepreneur, maybe they're not even in the beauty industry, they just want to do something different with their life and they want to be their own boss. One piece of advice, what could you say to them? So when you were first starting out, did you find it kind of harder to promote yourself or promote your business? And did you feel like you needed to hire someone, and especially like for marketing, or did you kind of just slowly build it up yourself and then eventually get into having someone else help you? Or how did that go for you?
So with business, I've learned throughout the time, because in the beginning, I didn't know how anything worked. I was just kind of winging it and figuring out and learning as I go. But what I've learned is that there's two ways you can start or run a business. First, you have a lot of money to do it and you have investors, like I'm talking about like a lot of money. And then second is you start out with nothing, which is I pretty much started out with nothing. Yeah. And if you're starting out with a lot of money, then you can afford to hire good talent to fulfill all those roles. Right. So you can hire an HR person, you can hire a front desk person, you can hire a manager, you can hire a marketer, you can hire everything that you need. But when you start off with small funds or even like medium funds, which I did get a business loan in the beginning, I made sure I was gonna be a little comfortable starting my business just in case it took a little longer to pick up. Even in that case too, you do have to really use your resources and pick and choose who you can hire. So in the beginning, like I said, I was cleaning the toilets myself. I literally was, and I was doing all the services. I worked like 12-hour, 15-hour shifts some days, like to a point where I was so tired and so exhausted because I needed to make like ends meet to cover the rent, where I didn't have time to eat. And at the end of the day, I would literally break down and cry because I was so tired and hungry, but like I couldn't control my emotions because I was at such a bad place. I don't recommend for people to do that, but definitely in the beginning, if you don't have a lot of funds to hire a lot of people for help, you do have to use your resources and put in as much work yourself as you can. And then as you gain more popularity, as you you build your brand, as you build more income, then you can hire people to do the things that you don't want to do. Okay, there's one topic I do want to talk about soon, probably in another video, is the difference between being self-employed and being an entrepreneur. If you're doing all the work yourself in your business, or a lot of or most of the work in your business, you're not really an entrepreneur, you're actually self-employed. So the goal to be a successful entrepreneur is to get to a point where you can kick back and money could be coming in as passive income. But definitely in order to be a successful entrepreneur, that's been one of my biggest challenge, is to figure out a way to trust people, to train people, to have systems in place in order for me to step back and the business still not to crumble.
If you had one piece of advice like you could give someone who is an entrepreneur, maybe they're not even in the beauty industry, they just want to do something different with their life and they want to be their own boss, one piece of advice, what could you say to them?
Think twice. Definitely think twice. Once you kind of go through the hardships, it does seem fun and amazing and great to be your own boss. But there's a big but there. It's definitely not for everybody. I know people that will be way happier working for someone else, still maybe in a high position, but of course you want to make sure you're working for somebody or some place that you're really appreciated, you're getting paid well, you're getting your money's worth, all that stuff. The liability of being your own boss is not easy at all, and I feel like that was also a little challenging for me in the beginning. I think anybody could do it, but you want to make sure it's something you want to do, right? Before you put all that hard work into it, because the reality of it, if you're not good with people, you're an introvert, you're not going to want to manage and lead and confront people and all of that, and you don't want to work on learning to do those things, you're definitely like, that's not me, I don't want to have anything to do with that, then definitely think twice and see what's a better fit for you. Because I feel like now a lot of people do talk and really promote be your own boss, which is great, but they don't share. First, they don't share exactly how, and second, they don't share the reality of it and that it might not be right for everybody. you have to be very disciplined. There's no one to tell you what to do, how to do, how long to work. If you're lazy, no schedule, you know. So it is challenging. And like I said, certain things you have to have the characteristics, personality, or the desire to learn those things in order to be an entrepreneur. Do you want to learn to have those traits? And if you're like, yeah, I do want to learn to have those traits, then you can go for it. But if there is even like 3 or 4, or even 2 of those things that you're like, definitely no, it's not me, I don't want to do it, then find a different path. And because you don't want to quit your job, or you don't want to not go to school and invest so much money in something, you're like, oh no, this is not fun, I hate confronting and managing and leading people. And even if you have money to hire a manager, because that's what I thought in the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't have to do anything, all I have to do is have the idea, start a business, and then I'll hire everybody else to do everything for me, because that's initially what you think, right? But it doesn't work that way. You do have to have those personality traits in order to have a successful business.